Stop. Don't scroll past this. I need you to hear this, and I need you to hear it now. This moment, this exact second where your eyes landed here, it is not random. It is not coincidence, and it is not something you stumbled into by accident. You may think you were just passing time, just searching for distraction, just trying to quiet the noise in your mind. But I tell you, there is a reason this found you. This message was aligned with your path before you even realized you needed it. And this is for you. Yes, you. The one who has been carrying more than anyone knows, the one who smiles on the outside but feels the weight pressing in when no one is around. This is for the one who has been questioning everything lately, wondering if you're falling behind, wondering if you missed your moment, wondering if anyone even sees how hard you've been trying. I see you. I have always seen you. And I have been waiting for this exact moment to reach you like this. You didn't just click on this by chance. Something in you paused. Something in you hesitated. Something in you felt a pull you couldn't explain. And that was not your imagination. It was alignment. That was a whisper placed deep inside you, guiding you here, even when you didn't understand why. Because there is something you need to hear right now that you haven't been able to hear anywhere else. And if you leave too soon, you might miss the very thing your spirit has been searching for in silence. I know how close you've been to giving up. I know the thoughts that visit you when everything gets quiet. I know the questions that keep repeating in your mind, the ones you've never said out loud. And I know that part of you almost didn't stop here. Part of you almost kept scrolling, almost ignored this, almost convinced yourself that this was just another video, another message, another empty moment. But something held you here. Something told you, wait, this feels different. And you were right to listen. Because what you're about to understand, what is already unfolding behind the scenes of your life, it's bigger than you think. There is a shift happening, even now, even in ways you cannot yet see. And the reason I'm so happy this found you, the reason this moment matters more than you realize, is because you are closer than you think to something you've been waiting for far longer than you admit. But you cannot see it yet. Not fully. And that is why you need to keep listening. You've been tired in a way that sleep doesn't fix. Not just physically, but deep in your spirit. You wake up some days already drained, already carrying thoughts that never really left you the night before. You try to push through, to keep going, to act like everything is fine, but there's a quiet heaviness that follows you, isn't there? A weight you can't quite explain to anyone without feeling misunderstood. You've had those nights where you just stare at the ceiling, replaying everything, wondering where you went wrong, wondering why things haven't shifted yet. You've questioned your timing, your decisions, even your worth. And you've done it silently, without making a scene, without asking for help, because a part of you feels like you should have it all together by now. There have been moments where you've smiled in front of others, nodded along in conversations, laughed when expected, but inside, you felt disconnected, like you were just going through the motions. You've watched others move forward while you feel stuck in place, and even though you try not to compare, the thoughts still creep in. Why is it working for them and not for me? What am I missing? Am I falling behind? And those questions don't just pass through your mind. They linger, they echo, they settle into your heart in ways that make you doubt yourself more than you want to admit. And then there's that inner conflict you keep battling. Part of you still believes something good is coming. There's a small voice inside you that refuses to completely give up, no matter how tired you get. But another part of you, it's worn down. It's cautious now. It doesn't want to hope too much anymore because it's afraid of being disappointed again. So you find yourself stuck between holding on and letting go. between believing and protecting yourself from more hurt. You want change, you want clarity, you want peace, but you don't know how much longer you can keep waiting for it. You've tried to be patient. You've tried to trust the process. But there are days where it feels like nothing is moving, like your efforts are invisible, like your prayers are echoing back in silence. And that silence, it has made you question things you never thought you would. It has made you wonder if you're truly seen, if you're truly heard, if any of this is actually leading somewhere. But even in all of that, even in your doubt, your exhaustion, your quiet frustration, you're still here. You didn't shut down completely. You didn't walk away entirely. Something in you is still searching, still listening, still hoping, even if it's just a small flicker. And that flicker that is more important than you realize. And this is where everything begins to shift, even if you can't feel it yet. Because while you've been sitting in that confusion, while you've been wondering why nothing seems to be changing, something has already been moving, quietly, intentionally, and without your awareness. You thought the silence meant nothing was happening. You thought the delay meant you were being overlooked. But what if I told you that the stillness you've been fighting was never empty? What if it was actually preparation unfolding at a level you couldn't see? You're not here by accident, and you're not hearing this at a random moment. This is a turning point, whether you realize it or not. And I need you to stay with me right now, because if you disconnect too soon, you risk missing the very clarity you've been asking for. There is a reason your spirit has felt unsettled. There is a reason things haven't been lining up the way you expected. It's not because you're off track. It's because something deeper has been aligning, something that required your patience, your endurance, and even your discomfort. But here's the part you haven't considered: the longer you ignore what's happening within you, the easier it becomes to stay stuck in the same cycle. The same thoughts, the same doubts, the same quiet frustration that keeps repeating itself day after day. You felt it, haven't you? That subtle fear that if nothing changes soon, you might start settling for less than what you once believed was possible. That maybe you'll begin to accept this version of life as all there is. And that's not what was meant for you. Something has been trying to get your attention, not loudly, not forcefully, but persistently. In a way, your thoughts have been shifting. In the way certain things no longer feel right. In the way you started questioning paths that once felt certain. That's not confusion, that's disruption. And disruption always comes before transformation. But if you dismiss it, if you silence it, if you walk away now thinking this is just another passing moment, you delay what is already trying to reach you. You're closer than you think, but closeness can feel uncomfortable before it feels clear. The tension you've been carrying, it's not there to break you, it's there to wake you. And this moment right here, this is part of that awakening. That's why you felt the pull to stay. That's why something inside you told you not to skip this. So don't rush past this. Don't minimize what you're feeling. Because what you're about to understand next, it will change the way you see everything that has happened to you up until now. Now listen carefully, because this is where everything you thought you understood begins to change. What you called delay was never delay. What you felt as silence was never absence. And what you believed was rejection was never meant to push you away. It was positioning you. Every moment that made you question your path, every closed door that left you confused, every pause that felt too long, it was all part of something intentional, something precise, something that required you to become who you are now before what is meant for you could arrive. You thought you were being held back, but in truth, you were being held together. You were being protected from stepping into things too early, from aligning with what could not sustain you, from settling into spaces that were never designed for your growth. And I know it didn't feel like protection. It felt like frustration. It felt like being overlooked. But now you are beginning to see there was meaning in it all. There was purpose in the waiting, even when it felt empty. The version of you that once doubted everything is not the version of you that stands here now. You've been shaped by what you went through. Your patience was stretched. Your strength was tested. Your perspective was forced to evolve. And even though you didn't realize it at the time, you were being refined. The confusion you felt wasn't meant to destroy your confidence. It was meant to deepen your awareness. The stillness wasn't meant to trap you. It was meant to prepare you. This is the shift. You are no longer someone waiting for things to happen to you. You are someone stepping into alignment with what has already been prepared for you. Your story is not one of delay. It is one of divine timing. And everything that didn't work out before, it wasn't failure. It was redirection. It was correction. It was necessary. From this moment forward, you begin to see differently. You start to recognize that not everything needs to make sense immediately for it to be meaningful. You stop questioning your worth based on timing, and you start understanding that your path was never meant to look like anyone else's. There is clarity coming, not all at once, but in pieces that will begin to connect in ways that finally bring you peace. And the life ahead of you, it will not feel like the life you were afraid of being stuck in. It will feel aligned. It will feel intentional. It will feel like something that was built for you, not something you had to force. But to fully step into that, you must release the belief that you were ever forgotten. Because you weren't. Not for a second. You were being led here all along. Now this is your moment to respond. Not later. Not when it feels more convenient. But right now. You didn't come this far just to question it again. This message found you because you were meant to hear it, because something inside you was ready to receive it. So I want you to do something simple, something intentional. Type "I receive this" in the comments. Not as a routine action, but as a declaration. Because people like you, the ones who are being guided, the ones who are waking up to something deeper, don't stay silent when truth reaches them. You acknowledge it. You claim it. You step into it. And just like I told you in the beginning, this was never random. You were seen, you were led, and you were brought here for a reason. Don't forget that. Carry it with you after this ends, because this is only the beginning of what is unfolding in your life. And as this truth settles into your spirit, I am calling you into something greater than yourself. What you have received is not meant to stay with you alone. It is a seed meant to multiply, a light meant to reach those still walking in darkness. When you give, you are not supporting a channel. You are opening a doorway for another soul to encounter the same moment of awakening. I tell you, the seed you sow becomes the harvest someone else prays for. As it is written, give, and it will be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is not distant. This is alive. This is speaking to you now. And I see your heart even now saying, I want to be part of this. Step into that prompting. Do not delay what I am placing before you. The opportunity to give is already prepared, through Super Thanks or through PayPal, with a link waiting in the description, and even revealed to you through the QR code on your screen. This is your moment to act, to move, to respond in faith. And as you give, I release this over you. What you sow in obedience will return to you in ways you cannot measure. Your provision will not run dry. Your path will not remain hidden. So move now. So now. Become the reason this message finds someone else.